And because I'm an advocate for mental health, I love to talk about ways that you personally or if you've seen cycling or just being active help support you through a tough season of life. And you can feel free to go into very little detail or as detailed as you want. But what's a season of life where you were going through it and cycling or just being active in community has helped?
Yeah, yeah. I think, I feel like I am an anxious person. That's true and has kind of always
Mhm.
been true. And the biggest way that I combat that is through evidence. Like you can find evidence to support a bad theory, like, oh, nobody
Mm.
likes me or whatever, those kinds of thoughts. But the more that I can stack up evidence to support positive theories, like I'm capable and I'm strong and
Mm.
people do like me and those kinds of things. And so, yeah, sometimes riding my bike is a way to stack up evidence, I think.
Mm.
And so every time I finish a ride, it's evidence that I'm capable, it's evidence that I'm strong. And I think there's grace in that as well. If I don't finish a ride, it doesn't mean that I'm not strong, but I finish more rides than I don't. And
Right.
I think that momentum, I suppose,
Mm.
really works in my favor. And also like when I don't want to ride, and I think that sort of, yeah, again, can work in that evidence bucket. And every time I do go out and I do it, it's sort of, again, that support for myself mentally. I
Mm.
am working on being, like I said, gracious to myself that if I don't
Mm.
do something, it's not a punishment. I'm not bad now.
Right.
Um, but it is just one by one to support those positive those positive thoughts that I have about myself.
Mm.
And I think that routine over time is really helpful in bolstering up against those seasons, as you talked about, that are really tough. I
Mm.
don't know if like a moment is coming to my mind per se, but I think it's just like a constant of trying to
Mm.
be mentally healthy. I have been sort of in this transition for what I would say is about a year now of my visa in the UK expired in January. My partner still lives in the UK, so I'm kind of back and forth, and then we're trying to figure out long distance, which is really challenging. I had a life and friends and all of that stuff in England that I had to leave, trying to start over, coming back to the US, starting over with work. I had to leave my job, and work marketplace at the moment is challenging. It's hard to get a lot of rejection, which I think anyone who's looking for a job can relate to.
Mm.
So having those routines and having those things stack up is probably what's made that transition smoother than it could have been. Yeah, and I think anytime I've looked at my life and been like, "Whoa, what's going on there?" It's like, how do I come back to routines and how do I come back to
Mm.
those things that keep reminding me what I am capable of? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love what you said. I mean, you said a lot of good things. A lot of like the evidence part is gold. I mean, I believe wholeheartedly in like repetition of positive belief in oneself wins the day. Like whether it's minutia in the minutia of like you said, finishing the ride. I finish more than I don't. Boom. Positive affirmation in the brain. You get, endorphins and dopamine from that. And I think that's huge. And a lot of people, it's a simple thing to just celebrate small wins, very small wins. It doesn't matter how small it is. And I try to do that when my friends or even myself are kind of in this kind of lull. I'll I'll ask them like very detailed, very small, like, hey, did the workday go smooth, or like how was your trip to work, or how was dinner? Like just trying to pick apart the day to where we can all both agree that was good. Like maybe the day itself was a little rough, but we had a good moment here. Like let's celebrate the dinner, the meal you had. Let's celebrate work going well. And then we'll deal with the rest afterwards. But I think that's huge. It's a huge mindset encouragement for those listening because I mean, I even fall yield to that where I just don't it's not that I don't believe in myself, but it's like I don't affirm myself consistently enough to where, to where I feel like, "Hey, like, I'm okay, I'll get through that," you know? So, that's awesome. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think it's needed